I really fucking love snacks.
Hello and welcome to Snack Time. I am your host, Lindsay Adams, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody that listens regularly. I do notice you, I love you, I acknowledge you, and I appreciate you. Okay, so this episode, I am very excited to introduce Atsuko.
Hey, hi,
Oh my God.
Lindsay.
Hi, thanks for doing the pod.
Thanks for having me. I love the bob. You look gorgeous. I was
Get
powdering really
out.
quick while you were like saying my name.
You
And here
don't
I am.
even need it. You look fucking beautiful. And that hairline, excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you. It's the easiest. I just need things easy in my life,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it kind of affects what I choose to do, like a certain haircut that I won't change for years.
Yeah, I started coloring my hair again. I used to like when I was in high school, I would get blonde highlights, and I
Yeah.
started coloring my hair again like pan in the pandemic. And now I forgot how one expensive and annoying the upkeep is. And I want to just go back to my natural color because it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's an upkeep. I mean, well, it might look nice as it grows out. Like sometimes the highlights, change colors and it just adds a different like texture and layer to your hair.
Sure, but I have really thin hair and it looks really greasy.
Okay.
Whenever so I have to be careful because if there's too much of a difference, it just looks gnarly. But anyway, you look gorge. I'm so lucky to have you on because I've just wanted to for a while and I adore you. So
We made
thanks
it
for doing
happen.
it.
Of
We did make
course.
it happen. Great nails, by the way, too.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, just like this is like the one self-care thing I kind of do. Besides cutting my hair every 3 weeks. I don't know if that's self-care. I feel like it's sabotage.
No, you cut it
Um,
every 3 weeks. That's incredible.
it's yeah, it's just that regular upkeep. And I need routine like that in my life because I'm very
Yeah.
unorganized otherwise.
I'm exactly the same way. And we were talking like right before we recorded about
Mhm.
being like, I'm 34. You said you're 33.
Mhm.
And just having to like now implement like our own routine, like getting up early.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I was not, did you sleep in when you were a kid?
I didn't. I mean, when you're a kid, right? They force a routine on you. You got school at exactly 8 a.m. Stuff like
Mhm.
that actually probably helped me, but I didn't do well with schedule once I was not required to keep a schedule. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
once like elementary to high school, I feel like is when schedule was made for you.
Yeah.
Once that was
Yeah.
over, am I delaying perchance?
No, I
Okay.
mean, you're fine. Am I
Okay.
delaying?
No, no, no. You're so
Oh, good.
crystal clear. Spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. Spectrum stuck my ass.
um yeah, no, I had a hard time making my own schedule. I just didn't grow up right. I'm
You
kind of
didn't
stunted.
grow up right.
I didn't.
What does that mean?
I didn't have like a normal mother figure. My mom has
Yeah.
schizophrenia. I don't know if you know that.
I do. I do
Right,
know
right.
that. I don't know if we've ever like talked about it, but heard you talk about it and I'm aware.
Yeah.
Um, so you didn't have like a normal mother figure, so you had less like of a normal childhood in that sense.
I guess less structure because
Yeah.
she's unpredictable. So I became unpredictable too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
are you the only child?
From with her, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Do you have brothers or sisters from other
My
Uh,
dad, yeah, through my dad, I have half siblings,
okay.
but we don't talk. They're older and we don't talk because my mom was like the evil stepmom, you know,
Oh,
towards them. And so they're like still, I think traumatized by that. So
sure.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Interesting. I love this. We're getting into like childhood trauma, and this is like, which weirdly is like, it is very connected to snacks and food in
Oh
my
yeah.
experience because it's always a oh,
I see you talking.
yeah, I don't know what just happened.
It's
So
okay.
weird.
It was like were you listening? Were you watching? Like it keeps
Yeah.
people on their toes.
For sure,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, no, I was saying like I feel like the snacks are the comfort. Like when you're a kid, you eat on a schedule, like you were saying, like there is a schedule, but at the same time, for me at least, it was like an exciting comfort when I got to eat something cool.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And
What was
so
like, oh, go ahead.
no, and so you develop I think that's I don't know why I'm going so dark. I won't go dark.
No, I love it.
I'm
Get
staring at your cute logo that says snack time and I'm like schizophrenia,
No, I love it.
trauma.
I no, honestly, it's so funny that it's very intertwined. You can talk about anything. This is like a very let's talk about schizophrenia. Dive in.
No, I mean, snacks and food is a comfort place, and sometimes it's an escape. And so that's why, if there's trauma around it, it's easy to. That's why eating disorders are a thing too, which I also fell into, you
Oh, you
know,
did? Okay.
because it was just like living in a tiny garage with my mom and grandma. A garage, by the way, is not enough room to hold schizophrenia and an eating disorder. Okay? Like, it's just, you need way more space,
A
for all
hundred
that
percent. All the
to.
crazy.
Mhm.
Not to use that word crazy recklessly,
Mhm.
but coming from someone who has mental illness and has had an eating disorder, I mean, I lived in a house and it couldn't contain it, and I was an addict.
Yeah, and so, like, and that's why, it is nice because it is an escape, but, like, if you don't have, like, a therapist or something, which I didn't have, like, or
Mhm.
somewhere else to. Anyway, snacks became, like, also something I harmed myself with, but I do think
Yeah.
back fondly to the snacks when I was, relatively well.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? Because like, I also like food has been so significant for me in my life for multiple different reasons. Like I always talk about my mom raised me like all organic and was like very like you're not allowed to have anything with artificial colors or flavors. So it was really restricted.
Mm,
And so I was always like, I want to get this stuff is such a treat. I was obsessed with it. I mean, I think we're also a product of the 90s that
mhm,
where like that sort of marketing was key. But I was like a chubby kid. I was made fun of. I was like called fat all the time. And then I lost a bunch of weight in an unhealthy way. And
mhm.
then I had like ate diet pills and I had like an eating disorder and then was like bulimic. And like, so it's interesting because the place that I'm at in my life now I'm a baker. I'm obsessed with baking
Mhm.
and I do this podcast, and it's actually pretty therapeutic because it reminds me of like the purpose and joy in food.
Yeah, for sure. Like, a way to find levity in it and to also, like, use it for your strengths too, you know what I mean? That's yeah. That's it's and you're good at baking, you know? Also,
Thank
by the way,
you.
did you know your cookies, keep for a long time? Because
Really?
yeah, we saw each other, like, December 18th. No, 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 more recent than that. We saw each other not
January.
too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Early January.
You had baked for this comedy show,
Yeah.
and there were cookies there. I ate one and I left one in my bag. I'm this
Yeah.
kind of person though, right? So
Sure.
like weeks later, I'll be finally looking through cleaning my bag, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I found that other cookie that I didn't finish yet. Still good, still
Oh
chewy,
my
still kept.
god. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
You're so glad you have a friend who's like such a mess that she would still eat food in her purse from 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
And
I
that's how
would
you
too.
know. Okay, yeah, but maybe you knew your food kept that long, but I'm
I
here to
mean,
tell
I
you.
will eat stale food all the time. I find shit everywhere. I also am someone who keeps nuts in my bag to feed the squirrels.
Mhm, mhm.
So, I mean, I'm not well.
You you care about the animals. Yeah, as a fellow Snow White type person, yeah, I'm
E
totally but
exactly.
but your cookie was not even it's not stale. It wasn't stale.
Wow, I
Mhm,
love that. I'm
mhm,
trying out new recipes and it's fun. And I will say like I don't know, I'm curious for you like what your like snack food evolution looked like because it does help me to like actively be like putting like baking together and like cooking and like all of that kind of stuff I think contributes to like a more mindfulness approach.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, for the evolution of my snacks, I mean, I still have a ring pop from Halloween that I
Yes.
kinda just keep around for nostalgia reasons. Um, they do kind of go bad, but you can still eat it really, honestly,
They
like,
just get that jelly on top.
that's all, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For me, the like, it was Hot Cheetos, that's, like, what I think of, like, my first years in the United States, you know, that's
Yes.
what all the classmates were eating.
So how old were you when you got here?
I was 10, so I was in the 5th grade,
Yeah.
and I went to a predominantly Latinx school, and so I was introduced to not just hot Cheetos, but like they would take Cheez-Its and put hot sauce in it in the bag.
Ooh.
And so you would just create this effect of like always having to lick your fingers off after you eat whatever. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and then there was tamarind too. Remember, like so, like
Mhm.
tamarind on candy, just making everything a little more spicy. But hot Cheetos was the main thing that I was like, "What is this?
Ah.
It's so spicy." So you have to keep eating it, so you do finish the entire bag.
Is there anything like it that you've had? Because I will say, and I like did some digging, and I know Cheetos are international, but like, had you had them before you got to America?
No. I hadn't had like, there's a lot I hadn't had when I got
Sure,
here, like Taco Bell and stuff. Like, I had never had Mexican food. Um,
that makes
but hot
sense.
ch yeah, yeah. I mean, nowadays in Japan, like, you can go to, like, a quote, unquote, "Mexican restaurant," and it's, like, one Japanese person, you know, went to LA one time, and had a taco and was like, "Imma start a restaurant." And, it's still like it's Japanese rice on the side. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
No,
You
I
know?
do. I've never been to Japan, but I've always wanted to go, partially because I love going to other countries and
Mhm.
going to their their
Yeah.
American food restaurant and shit like that. Like that's always so fun for me.
Yeah, because they still customize it for with their own flavors. That's why
Yeah.
we don't have hot Cheetos, not that I know of. Maybe it's made it
Yeah.
there by now, but if they have Cheetos, it'll be like wasabi flavored or something. Does that make sense?
Sure. No,
Mhm.
absolutely. No, and I did digging and I actually this is going to be a fun game that we'll play. Here
Okay.
really quickly. Okay, so I have this game that where I put together a bunch of potential flavors and you're going to
Yeah.
tell me if you think they're a flavor or not. Are you ready?
Yes, yeah. Oh,
Okay, so
game okay.
we're going to jump into a game really quickly and then we're going to go back. I'm being disorganized and chaotic. The energy is. I didn't
I
sleep last night.
I thrive in chaos. This is perfect.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is chaotic. Just yeah. So here are the flavors. You tell me like if you think it's a flavor or not. Okay, so there's Japanese steak flavored Cheetos. You think it's a flavor?
I want to say yes, but I don't know about the Cheetos part. I guess yes.
Yeah, and they sell them in China though.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's there's a conflict there, I feel like you're trying to bring politics in this, and I thought this was a snack game. I thought this was a
This
snack game.
okay, this is actually a political play. That's
Yeah,
the
you're
truth.
you're bringing history into this? Okay, all right. Well,
Uh,
I'm glad I still got a point.
You did. I wanna know. I mean, I've been to like Little Tokyo and snagged snacks there, but I haven't seen like cool Cheeto flavors and shit like that. Like
That's what I'm saying.
it's like not at least like I mean, and it's like I don't know, what I'm gonna find in Little Tokyo, but like I would I feel like there's a lot of Asian flavors of snacks that are meat flavored,
Mhm.
and those are the ones I wanna get up in because I don't feel like the American snacks are meat flavored. Am I missing something?
You're not. Honestly, Asians get wild. There's a lot of different, like, foods that they'll be like, "Can we put this on a chip?" Flavor.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's good.
honestly, it's like the essence. It's more about the sauce. So it
Mhm.
tastes probably more like barbecue.
Mm.
You know what it is? It's the same powdering as like a ramen. It's like chicken flavor
Yeah. Oh my god, that makes so much sense,
or
and
like beef
also
flavor.
the
Yeah.
most delicious shit. I used to eat dry ramen just with the powder on it in college.
Yeah, I could never do that. I tried that and I was like, I just missed the actual soup and noodles
The
part.
real soup and noodles. They're
Yeah.
supposed Have you found good ramen in LA?
Um, yes, for sure. There's one in Little Tokyo called Daikokuya. There's always a long line to get in. You'll
Oh,
know.
yeah, I've seen
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, here's another flavor, salt and pepper. Truer flavor or not flavor?
Oh, 100%.
It's not.
What are you talking about? Like in life?
Yeah, they don't have a salt and pepper flavored Cheeto.
Oh, this is for Cheetos.
Yeah, this is just for Cheetos. Sorry, I didn't clarify.
I take it back. I feel like you're still trying to make this political, and I got tricked. I got
Sorry.
tricked.
I'm also really bad at organizing these games. I used to do 2 truths and a lie, but I
Mhm.
kept doing 2 lies and a truth.
'Cause you're a liar,
Yeah,
and you prefer more lies.
exactly. I love the lies. I live for
Just
it.
like you just tricked me, because I was like, "Salt and pepper chips." Yeah, I saw it at Whole Foods the other day.
Well, yeah,
You meant Cheetos.
there's not I would think that there would be salt and pepper Cheetos, but maybe Cheetos are a little too cool to just go salt and pepper.
Yeah, I don't want that. Also, the base, yeah, I don't think that would go well with the puff.
No, probably not. Okay, here's another one, sour cream and onion.
Cheetos? No.
I know. I wish they did though. Wouldn't that be good?
That would be good.
I
That
want a
would
white this is political. I want a white Cheeto that's got some stuff on it.
Mhm, mhm.
They're supposed to have elote. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but
Oh, Cheetos?
yes, I haven't found them anywhere, but they're supposed to have them, and I just haven't seen it. And so I'm like, I've been searching for them. They're supposed to be in some stores in California, but I just haven't seen it.
Is the base of it still cheese, and then they put the elote flavor on top? Is that how it goes?
I think so. I think it's like the spice on top of like the white cheese.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm very interested in that.
That's what I'm basing these guesses on. Is
Got it.
like what would go well with the cheese? You still need to have the
For
cheese base.
for sure. Okay, here's another one. Tell me if you think this is a flavor. Shrimp Cheetos.
No.
It is.
It is
It
with the
is.
cheese base? Okay,
With the cheese base, shrimp
I've eaten
Cheetos.
shrimp with cheese. And where's that? Is it Japanese but only in China?
I think it's Japanese and only in China. I think it's Thai or Korean
Oh.
actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Korean snacks get a little wild. I feel like from whatever research I've done, and I haven't been to either, I feel like they have the coolest snacks. Japan and Korea.
Yeah, I need to venture more into Korean snacks.
Korean snacks are wild, and I love that they put cheese on stuff where like you wouldn't think there would be cheese.
Yes, 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 100%. And I'm a cheese girl, so
Yes.
putting cheese in, they put it in noodle soups, they put it in hot pots where it is soup again. They put cheese on their corn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually insane how much Korean food has just been like, but if we just put cheese on it,
Mhm.
like, what if we just dump cream? I had like a kimchi carbonara that was like
Ooh, it's tasty.
insane. Yeah, it was so good. It was just like, what the fuck am I eating? This is incredible.
That's why they're ahead,
I
like
know. That's
that
why, yeah.
K-pop, that's why people know K-pop, not J-pop.
That's right. That's true. I feel like I knew about J-pop in high school at one point. I think my
Mhm.
sister was into it.
But
And
K-pop
then,
has made it to the Grammys, like,
yeah,
they kept evolving, and that's what you gotta do sometimes.
I
Add
guess
cheese to your shit, you
you
know?
exact that's actually a great piece of advice for creatives.
Mhm.
If you don't know what to do with it, add cheese to it.
Yeah, AKA, uh, pander to the white audience.
Exactly.
That's where the money is.
Yeah, the white people pandering to the white audience. I mean, look, it's not untrue. This is not a fair world.
Yeah,
Okay, here's the last one. See if this is
okay.
a true or false flavor. Strawberry Cheetos.
Yes,
You're right. How did you guess?
because you always need a dessert cheat chip.
That's it's I like that's the thing that kind of like got me where I was like, wait, there's fucking strawberry Cheetos? Because that's like, and I'm trying to think, I think that that's
What country
well,
is that? Is
um
that Japanese?
I think it's well, Japanese, they have fizzy Pepsi flavored Cheetos.
Pepsi?
The strawberry is Russia, but there's definitely like some sort of it's confusing. They definitely sell it in Asia. I don't know what. I think this is Korean. Um, but yeah, strawberry
I'm gonna go
covered.
collect it. I'm gonna put on my Pokemon hat and
Yes.
collect all these Cheetos.
Well, that's the thing. Last time I went to Little Tokyo, I just like I went to a bunch of different spots in LA and I just grabbed a bunch of snacks that I had never seen before. And there's a lot of Cheeto textured snacks, both sweet and savory. I feel
Mhm.
like in that I found at like the Japanese grocery store in Little Tokyo. Like I got like what was it was like caramel Cheetos.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. And then I think they have a strawberry version of what you're talking about. It's not actually Cheetos, but it looks like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
that's the thing. There is a specific Cheetos that is strawberry, but then yeah, there's tons of stuff where it's just like essentially Cheetos covered in strawberry. And I was like, why don't we do this? This is like actually a really great idea.
Is there a savory thing traditionally in American snacks that has a sweet version? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you know what? They actually sold for Cheetos. I remember this now for the holidays. They were selling cinnamon sugar Cheetos, but it was the
Oh.
puffed. It was like the puffed
Oh.
kind,
Mhm.
which I
Okay.
don't like. Do you have a because the Flaming Hot Cheetos, I'm assuming that you're talking about like the hard crunchy.
Mhm. I'm not a puff. I don't like the puff Cheetos.
I fucking hate the puffs. It's like packing peanuts.
I need you to hear me coming from a mile away while I'm chewing on these Cheetos. Crunch, crunch, bitch. Like, here comes Atsuko, freaking scarfing down a whole bag, 99 cents only, you know?
What do you do with the crumbs in the bottom? Do you leave them or do you dump
Suck it
them in
all
your mouth?
down, dump them in my mouth. I would
Yes.
I would always be so full by the time grandma was like, "It's dinner time," and I'm like, "I already ate a bag of Cheetos." And so I would I always remember her dinners tasting a little bit like like still Cheetos, hot
Oh my
Cheetos,
I
Flamin'
mean, that's
Hot.
great. Well, basically what you're saying is you added cheese to everything, which
Mhm.
is, look at you. You evolved.
Yeah.
You did you added cheese to pander. And you fucking you slurped those crumbs like a champion.
Yeah.
Um,
And my fingers would always be red, but, so my
yes.
grandma would know that I had eaten a bunch before her dinner that she put so much love into making.
So were you not allowed what were the snacking rules? Because
No
I know
snacking
that
rules.
no snacking rules. Cool, because you guys were in a tiny room.
Yeah, no rules, barely. I needed more rules. Tell me what to do, you know?
So you had full access to snacks. What about when you moved here? Was it what like when were you living in the garage?
It was here, it was here.
Oh,
This
it
is
was
all
here.
LA. Yeah,
This is all LA. Okay, got it.
The dinner making, eating Cheetos before her dinner, that was all here. Um, yeah.
Do you remember pre-America snacks when you were like a kid?
Yeah, and it's all the stuff that you see at Little Tokyo pretty much that I would snack on.
Yeah.
I remember
And
being a little bummed about American snacks at first, like,
interesting.
oh, there's no like Pocky and there's no cute koala shaped little, snacks
I
with chocolate
fucking love
inside.
those.
Yeah.
The
Um,
chocolate filling stuff. Interesting because they have all of that now. Like I remember when they started selling Pocky in oh, look at you,
may
girl.
I?
Oh my God, yes, please.
Okay.
They started selling be free. Be
I didn't know if
yourself.
this was like a non-vaping pod. I don't know if
No,
you're
you're
like
allowed to vape.
smoke-free zone.
What flavor is that?
It's a peppermint ice because I'm 12.
I love it. No, you know what? Someone had like a cola ice
Mm.
flavor, and I was
Mhm.
like, "This is incredible!" Like soda flavored.
Mhm.
I think millennials are just so twisted and damaged by, like, I don't know if we're ever gonna grow up
No.
because now all of the adult stuff that we're supposed to like take seriously is all catered towards millennials being obsessed with their childhoods.
That's so true. That's so true. Like these flavors come in vape now. It's like, well, because when we were maybe high school and stuff, it was like regular cigarettes, get in
Right.
or get out. And so it's like we were forced to grow up too fast.
I mean, we had to choose the adult things. We weren't allowed to be Did you smoke in high school?
I did. Yeah,
Oh my
I
god,
did.
me too. What was your sig?
I started with Marlboros because I was a branded bitch. I was like, I saw a commercial and it worked. It was a cowboy.
Were you menthol or no menthol?
No menthol. I just said red, I guess. It catches my eyes.
Interesting. I smoked
Marketing
in high
works.
school.
You what?
Marketing totally works. I smoked in high school. I smoked all throughout high school.
What did you smoke?
I started with Marlboro Lights, Marlboro Menthol Lights. No, I started with Newports, went to Marlboro Menthol Lights, and then I
Mhm.
went back to Newports. And then I used to get like the Newport 100s, the really long ones.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
And I would just sit there. I loved menthol. I like thought that the other kind tasted like dirt. Um,
Right. It also
And
depends on, like, who you hung out with too.
it does. Because would you buy your own packs?
I would, yeah,
Because
actually.
I
So
don't remember how hard it was to get or not hard.
you could buy them at 18, so it was more you know what? At first, it was, like, my boyfriend who was a year older, he would get it for me when I was
Mhm.
17, and then 18, I just started buying that brand on my own. So it wasn't
Where
like because the friends I was hanging out with smoked Marlboros, you know?
got it. Where did you grow up again?
So I was at, like, LA, like, West
That's what I
LA.
thought. Okay.
I went to, like, Venice High School.
I didn't even know that. I love that.
Yeah, I
This
was
is
right
so
there
fun.
by the beach, you know?
Were you like, it was like a Beverly Hills 90210 at Venice.
Yeah, it's
That
yeah,
I
we never played Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay, got it. Did you play sports?
I was a cheerleader.
Of
Yeah,
course you were. You're a dancer.
I was a cheerleader. Yeah, and I was into dance, so it was, like, the closest thing besides, like, the step team, you know? But,
Yeah.
I liked that there was, like, gymnastics in cheer too, and they saved me. They saved me from being very, very lost.
Really?
It's structure again.
Yeah, the sports team. You didn't find it clicky?
No, so we're not the type of cheerleaders that most people would picture. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We're not like Bring It On.
Yeah.
Um, we were like, I would. Most of the people in my squad were like, if it weren't for cheer, I would have joined a gang.
I like
Uh-huh.
that. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So
I grew up in Bring It On cheerleading culture. I was a
got it.
cheerleader too, and so it was like cutthroat. I remember if you made in order to make varsity, you had to run a 7-minute mile.
What? Wow. See, that's like Netflix cheer style, you
Yeah.
know, competitive, actual athletes, you know.
We would go to, like, competitions and shit, and it was just, like it was awful. Well, no, I mean, I kinda liked it, but I didn't take it seriously, and I got kicked off the team for being a bad kid, so,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
but
They were
that's
like,
so interesting.
Lindsay's running slower and because of those cigarettes.
I know. Well, I just smoked so much weed and just was so I had a party at my house, and they found out about it, like, it was like cheer where, like, the coaches were, like, in your business,
Mm.
and so, at the time, I was captain of JV, and they found out that I had a party that got shut down by the cops, and they were like, this isn't team behavior."
Wow.
So, we're gonna ask you to leave. And I was like, I'm gonna ask you to suck my ass, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, you are so Bring It On
It
slash
was
Cheer the docuseries.
it was awful. Well, it wasn't awful. It was also like there's so much privilege that goes along with that that it's like it was terrible. Nobody was in danger of joining a gang. They were just in danger of being unpopular. Um
Yeah, no, it's so funny because that is like the typical sort of cheer story that I think people would picture. Even some like colleagues of ours and friends in the comedy community,
Yes.
I've heard them be like, "Oh yeah, Atsuko was a jock," and I'm like, "You don't understand, okay? Senior year, okay? I was one of the first people to buy like a used ass car. The captain of the cheer squad borrowed my car during fifth period, went, got an abortion, came back, finished sixth period, okay? Two of the girls had been shanked before because Venice High School was the Crips and Culver City were the Bloods. And
Shit.
so we're that kind of cheerleaders. We're kind of like whoever showed up to the tryouts and could kind of touch their toes in the air made it. Okay. When we played
That's
Inglewood High
so
School, our
funny.
shit would get spat on. They would twerk in the air, and we would try to twerk back. That was the kind of cheerleading we did.
That is crazy. That's so funny. I feel like I can't figure out if we would have been friends in high school or not. I might have been like too reckless. It sounds like you were a little more uh focused, I guess. I was reckless. I mean, I like wore my white privilege pretty hard in terms of being like fuck you to the cops and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I needed a friend like that.
Yeah, that would have been me. I was like the one, I was like, "Don't worry, I'll steal everything." Like,
Right, right,
I
right.
would be like, "I got it. Don't sweat it. I'll steal it. I'll suck this guy's dick for weed. It'll be fine." That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
me. I was
yeah.
into sneaking out at night, which I was just remembering the other day. Did you
So
sneak out? It's gotta be hard to sneak out if you live in one room.
so yeah, you answered the question.
Okay, fair. Did you just get to do whatever you wanted?
I mean, but I was so scared because,
Mm,
like, there were we were also undocumented, so it's not like we could really we kinda kept, like, a low profile and,
sure.
and so yeah, and I also didn't have a card till way later, like, when I finally got a green card, I was able to get my driver's license, so, yeah, I was chaotic in the brain. I had like eating disorder. And when I did get a car, I would start like driving to go see my boyfriend who lived further away.
Mhm.
I would start doing that. But it wasn't until like last year. I wasn't as cool. It doesn't sound like, yeah, I didn't like throw a party and stuff. Not in the garage.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, to be clear, I wasn't cool. I was, a problem, but I thought I was cool.
And your
Uh,
parents are still cool with you? Like, did you have like a moment after high school where you had to like talk it out and be like, "Mom, Dad, like I know it was rough."
Yeah, I went to rehab when I was 15.
Oh, okay.
So, I
Yeah.
was like so then I started to clean up my act after that, and I, like, got sober, and so I had to, like, get my shit together, and then that, like, mended my relationship with my mom.
Mhm,
And my
mhm.
dad's dead, but we worked on it before he died.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. No, that's nice, so you don't
yeah.
have that like you feel like there was a closure there.
Yeah, I mean, there was, like, as much closure. He was also an alcoholic, so,
Mhm,
like, there was, like, as much closure as we could get. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still try to track down mediums to talk to him, but,
mhm.
otherwise
Yeah. And like have you done it?
I have, and, like, they never have anything good to say. They're always so I well, because like, I for a while, I was like, "I want my dad to be sorry for, like, whatever shit he did."
Mhm.
And so I'm like, "I wonder if now that he's dead, he's sorry," which is psychotic, by the way, I'm fully aware. Um but and they would the psych or the mediums would always be like, "Yeah, your dad says," well, there was one I used to have a bit about how this one medium was like, "Your dad's really proud of your sister." And I was like,
Mm.
"Okay, pass, next subject. What the fuck?"
I feel like if it's bad news, you should, like, get a discount.
I agree. I agree. I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I didn't pay you to talk about my sister." Like
Since it's yeah, and since it's not, like, a guarantee anyway with what if they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. No, exactly. So I was, like, irritated. There's been a couple other times where they've, like, been like, "He seems at peace," and I was like, "Literally not my question. I don't care. I'm sure he is at peace, but, like, that's not what I'm getting at."
Yeah, no, yeah, jeez, yeah,
Which makes me question. I'm like, I wish he was just a little tortured. You know what I mean?
Strangely, I haven't really, like, lost anyone that close in my life, so I haven't that is something I
Interesting.
feel very lucky about or, like a privilege, where
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't been to a funeral where it's, like, someone like a
close
father or
to you.
something. Mhm.
Well, it sounds like you went through enough, where we're all
Maybe
like
maybe life balances itself out by being like, "Okay, if you've gone through this, you won't lose anyone." Not,
yeah, I do feel like I there is, like, a cosmic energy of some sort that, like, balances it out because yeah, the trauma gets, distributed evenly. I mean, not for everyone, but
yeah, some people are like, "Oh my god, that is a lot. You are a lifetime movie," you know?
you are a Lifetime movie, to be clear. You are.
Oh, me? Me? What a privilege. Ah,
I mean, write the
life
movie.
Lifetime versus Hallmark. God, I don't watch either, so I don't really know the
I
difference.
would say HBO. Everything always leans HBO. That seems like it's the better
Sure,
choice.
sure, sure, sure. I just feel like yeah, either way, schizophrenia is more streaming, more streamer.
That's the thing. Is like it's
Mhm.
not it might be CW. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Schizophrenia seems like CW.
Yeah, and less ABC.
Yeah, ABC is like a little more like, oh no, it like touches on the issues. Like I was just talking about in another episode with someone like the sitcoms in the 90s and how they would have like one episode
Mhm.
where like the girl would have an eating disorder for like one day. And they would be like, "Did you eat anything today?" And she's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh my god, I can't." And it became like this thing, and I was like,
That's
"That's
how
not
they
how."
touched on it.
Yeah, I'm like, "That's not how eating disorders work, then it just goes away. Who are you?"
Yeah, I feel like she just was having an off day.
She had an off day, she didn't eat, she got on the treadmill, got a little loosey-goosey because someone called her fat once, and I was like,
Mhm.
"You know what, bitch? Get over it. Get over it, get used to it."
Yeah,
Um It's
yeah.
interesting. So tell me about like was there in terms of and if you're comfortable talking about this that is because you mentioned that you had an eating disorder. What did that look like?
Yeah, so it was like it feels like this is pretty, common, so, like,
Yeah.
anorexia first and then
Yeah.
bulimia.
Yeah. That was my jam too.
Yeah,
Um
so similar, yeah, around, 7th grade I started, yeah, 7th grade I started not eating.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Interesting.
Mhm,
Well, I'm learning now more and more. I've been looking into like intuitive eating and like anti diet culture and a lot of like the materials on that and just like how prevalent good and bad categorization is. Cause like
mhm.
most of the snacks I talk about on here, I would categorize as like quote unquote bad. And that's also like immersion therapy, I guess, in doing
Sure.
this.
Mhm, mhm.
Because it's like, so were Cheetos bad for you? Like, did you like label them bad? What did that look like? Cause that was a snack you loved.
Oh, for sure, yeah, like, 7th grade, I wasn't eating Cheetos, yeah. I wasn't eating, but yeah, and so, of course, yes, I was counting calories a lot, and so I would eat a little bit, but it would be, like, lettuce, or if we went out to a buffet, it would just be, like, the grilled onions on the side of the meat or something, I would just,
I
like, pick.
honestly identify. It's really sick how prevalent it is. Like
Mhm.
when hearing people talk about like the little intricacies and the little habits we form that are so disordered is super fucking interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you think we're really all like walking miracles. Like
Yeah.
for how our brain will do things and it's like you tell it and you're like or maybe embarrassed to tell it because you're like, I know this sounds really out of this world and wild. But yeah, I used to do that. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
would stick my finger down my throat. Like all of it sounds wild, but
Sure.
it's like we're all really just like miracles for like still existing, considering.
Yeah, and trying to evolve, trying to add cheese to our life as we grow. Like
Right, because I want to make money. I want
Yeah.
that white money.
Yeah, and you deserve that white money. I'm like the last person that deserves it, but I'm like, "I'll take it, please."
Yeah,
Do you think
like,
my entitlement leaves?
you put cheese in your cookies ever?
I have made Doritos cookies,
Oh, amazing. That
and
probably tastes really good.
actually people hated it,
Oh,
and but
okay, well,
I've wanted to potato chips go well in cookies, pretzels go well in cookies. I love pretzels and cookies.
mhm.
Um, I've wanted to try Cheetos. So I hear there's Cheetos desserts that people have put together. I think it's just the balance of like the right flavors. A lot of people use the Cheetos dust, but
Oh,
I
just the
wonder
dust?
if it would be yummy to bite into a cookie where you get like a full ass Cheeto.
It would, because it's that crunch. I mean, the if the rest is soft maybe or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll do something where I do that again because I made a bunch and literally people were like, "No, these are disgusting." And I was like, "Fuck you."
You're like,
I
"Well,
was
you
like,
don't know culture."
yeah, and I'm like, "Fuck you. You're not innovative. Go fuck yourself.
Mhm. You're living in the past.
You're dumb. Doritos belong in cookies. We all know that.
You're
Um,
dying.
you're dying."
You I think those are more cutting words that you know how people are always like, "You're dead to me." Like, to say
Yeah.
you're dying is kinda spookier.
I love that. I know the kids are saying like you like I've passed away or like what are they saying?
"Oh, I'm dead. I've
They'll
passed,"
be
or
like
I
I'm
yeah,
dead, like I
yeah.
felt like passed away.
Deceased,
Yeah, oh,
deceased.
deceased.
Mhm,
That's what
mhm,
the kids are.
mhm.
Fucking TikTok. I love it so much. Speaking of which, your viral fucking trend, I just saw this woman who owns foster, like 10 foster kids who I follow, do
Wow.
the drop challenge.
Did she have the kids do it too?
No, she just did it. She has to part of, like, her whole feed is that she has to make enough food for 10 kids that are teenagers, and so
Wow.
she just, like, was doing it while doing her daily chores, and I
Oh
was
my
like
god.
I was gonna send it to you, and then I forgot immediately because TikTok is delusional.
That is so fascinating. I really wanna, like, look at her feed because I wanna know how that works too, like, your daily routine of 10 kids.
I'll send it to you. It's a very heartwarming account. Like, she just, like,
Yeah,
adopted a bunch of kids, and it's very sweet and heartwarming. I like to keep my feed pretty joyous, like serotonin.
same, same. I don't know why I mean, people just like, I guess, horror or angry stuff too, but
Mhm.
I so don't gravitate towards that. Um, although for a second I had to change my algorithm because there's like a horny dad's TikTok. I don't know if you've seen much of that.
No, but I did end up on incest TikTok somehow.
Oh my
Like,
god, okay, I need to see that.
not real incest, but there was, like, a trend for a while, and I don't know how it ended up, but, like, there was a trend for a while where it was, like, a brother and sister, and they were, like, obviously boyfriend and girlfriend, but they would literally just, like, set up a porn scene where they would be like, "Mom's out for the day," and then everyone in the comments was like, "You guys are so fucked up. Let me see another one. Are you guys really fucking?" There was just, like, all these siblings that swore to God that they were fucking.
I fucking love that.
I mean, I was just like, "Wow."
I consider that serotonin, I consider that joyous content.
Just, like, straight up, and I would get embarrassed every time it would show up on my feed. I'm like, "I didn't ask for this, just so you know, I don't have a brother." Uh
That's so funny. I have to okay, so I'm checking that out before the foster woman, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't do it after because it's like you wanna make sure you do your weird family shit in the correct order.
Right.
Um,
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
but I will also say, like, I'm curious, so, like, where are you at now with, like, snacks? Do you snack on a regular basis? Do you eat Cheetos a bunch? Do you try to be, quote, unquote, whatever healthy looks like?
Yeah, I'm not a healthy eater. Um, I snack on I like hot foods more and more, probably because when you get older, you just need hot food or something. I'm like
Yeah.
cold all the time because
I
I'm
that's how
dying.
I've been eating. I literally eat instant miso soup every day. I eat, like, the powder shit because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always want something hot, and then I
Mhm.
just throw shit in it, and I'm like, "What a fucking weirdo like, what kind of weirdo shit is that?" But that's a snack for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're just like adults now, so we just want like hot foods. And so I feel like I eat more hot foods like mac and cheese and stuff and spaghetti and stuff instead of like a snack. But if I do snack, I'm kind of nostalgic for childhood stuff again, but Japan childhood stuff. So I've been
Oh,
I've been eating like there's these chocolate they're actually what are they called? They're actually baby bamboos. People think they're mushrooms, but mushroom
I
shaped.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's actually a baby bamboo. Um,
Oh,
um, but yeah, anyway, I like eating those where it's just like a
interesting.
cookie at the bottom and chocolate up the top.
I found these little, like, cheeseburgers at
Yeah,
the
that's
store.
chocolate too, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, yeah.
so fucking good.
Yeah, yeah, I like those too. Just, kind of like I love a milk chocolate
Yeah, yeah.
with cookie.
Milk chocolate
So
with cookie is good. I would say so do you feel like you're, like, in a comfortable place with, like, food stuff now in
for the
comparison to
most
when you were
part,
younger?
yeah, yeah, like for the most part, I don't have those really habits anymore. Sometimes I'll try to be more conscious and be like, I'm going to work out. I'm going to
Right.
work out, I'm going to start working out again more intensely or whatever because, you know, whatever. It's
Yeah.
just better. It's just good for me. But I don't have like the bulimic tendencies anymore or the anorexic tendencies anymore.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts when I was bulimic.
Oh my god, that's so hard. I was at Cold Stone Creamery. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's so funny.
It's
I mean,
just yeah.
it was actually great. I actually loved it because
Mhm.
it was like the ideal place to like do my thing. And I honestly thought nobody knew, but I would puke in their bathroom all the time.
Mhm.
And they were like, "We know you puked in the bathroom." And I'm like,
Oh.
"I literally don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, it's so hard to upkeep,
The
too, and keep it a
upkeep
secret.
Yeah, the upkeep for bulimia is pretty rough. I mean, to be clear, obviously, if you're listening, there's no eating disorder that one works or two is easy or healthy
Mhm.
and no way of disordered eating. But if you are suffering, you're not alone. And, you know, the
Yeah,
good
100%.
the good supportive stuff that comes with becoming an adult and being like, "Oh my god, I have one body.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have one fucking body. If I wanna eat Cheetos, I'm gonna fucking eat Cheetos."
And if you do wanna balance, like, honestly, for me, it was, like, cognitive behavioral stuff that helped me.
Yeah.
So, like, cheerleading,
Interesting.
like I was saying, you know?
Yeah, like I do yoga. I'm, like, very, very into yoga.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that I do that makes I'll be like, "Damn, I can do a fucking headstand. I fucking rule. Like, my body
Yeah.
does crazy shit. That's amazing."
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's cool. No, I love
yeah.
that. I needed, like, outside pressure. I needed people to need me to show up at 3:30 PM to 6 PM every day, you're at cheer practice, okay?
Love
And then on
it.
Fridays, you gotta be there all day and go to the game, that helped me get my mind off of being obsessed about food and a community and a team being like, "Atsuko, we need you, so, you know, let's not be faintish. Let's take care of your body. We need you at this time. You got to catch the girl. You can't be frail." That really helped me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What position were you?
Base. I had to catch the girl.
I was back spot.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You also had to catch the girl.
I did. I had to catch the girl, and I have the back to prove it now. The lower back pain.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a lot of impact because she's going back towards you, like her head. You have to get her head.
For sure. And if I was a dummy and I was like, well, I wasn't using my legs correctly. So I was
Oh.
like just catching the shock to my spine.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
What about like I think one thing that was interesting for me because I was also eating diet pills when I did cheerleading,
Mhm.
and which again, don't recommend, ruined a lot. Um, and it was always like when people would have like it was the after practice, after game scenario. That was always like fuck when everybody's getting Dominoes,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which I love.
Mhm.
And I would just be like, shit, what the fuck do I do? But I do feel like you were saying the structure of being like, for us, it was like cheer practice, snacks, go home.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So, or like, here are the orange slices or whatever the fuck they would give you.
We had no orange slices.
Venice High School was just like, show up and
Bring
go
your
fuck
own
yourself.
snacks. Hopefully, you got snacks.
um, okay, well, I want to play a couple games with you around snacks. I don't know if you've ever heard of Fuck, Mary Kill.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is Fuck, Mary Kill, Poly. So we've added the poly option. What that looks like is you have your married choice, and
Mhm.
that's your primary. And then your poly is essentially something that you can interact with as much or as little as you like, but it's more serious than your fuck.
Got you. Yes.
Makes sense?
Thank you for being, yeah, with the times.
Of course. I mean, look, we're very open minded. This is a woke podcast.
And political,
It's
which you
woke.
surprised me.
I mean, look, we've touched on we've touched on quite a bit. We've touched on
Mhm.
foreign politics. We've
Mhm.
touched on schizophrenia. We've
Mhm.
touched on eating disorders and
Mhm.
childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So naturally, we're going to talk about fucking snacks now.
And now polyamory. Yeah. Go.
Polyamory. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. We've got fuck, Mary kill, poly. Here are three categories. We have crunchy stuff,
Mhm.
soft stuff,
Mhm.
and frozen stuff. So those are the categories. You'll get four choices for each. So we'll start with crunchy stuff. First, we've got sour cream and onion potato chips,
Mhm.
then honey roasted peanuts, celery,
Mm.
and Cool Ranch Doritos.
I'm gonna have to marry sour cream and onion
Okay.
chips. I'm
Okay.
gonna kill off the peanuts.
You don't like peanuts?
No, 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 no. I don't understand. It doesn't really do anything for me. I feel it in my stomach. It doesn't make me full. Sure, technically, all food does. But no,
Damn.
not a nuts person.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair. Even honey roasted?
yeah, no. Just
Wow,
give me a
okay.
brownie. Yeah, if I want something
Okay.
sweet, yeah. And then celery would be my poly because
Okay.
I'm gonna need to balance out. I said you're healthier for me. So you're my side piece, not side piece. I love you almost as equally as
Yeah. A
the chips.
necessary part of your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, different balance. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who was the other person?
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos. I guess I'll fuck it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because that's like a sin. That's a sin. I'm not really that into that Doritos, to be honest. Um,
Really?
yeah, 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 yeah. It doesn't have like,
Interesting.
yeah. I don't know if it's the chip shape or something. The
Well,
texture
I
doesn't do
will
much for me.
say we were talking about the dust on the fingers and the importance of that, and I will say that Doritos sometimes are hit or miss when it comes to the dust in
Hmm.
comparison to Cheetos.
Yeah, so that's why. Those are
That
my
makes sense.
choices. Final
So you're
answer.
marrying sour cream and onion potato chips, killing the honey roasted peanuts, polying with the celery, and fucking the Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah, I think that's a great.
I think these are good
scenario.
choices. I threw celery in there because I discovered recently that I actually really like it. I used to think it
Mhm.
was like a punishment food, but now I really enjoy it.
I do
And
too. It's like an aromatic veggie.
yeah, I mean, it tastes good and it smells good. I think I'm also just getting old and I'm like, ooh,
Mhm.
crunchy, light.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's water in it. Hydrate. I love honey roasted peanuts. I never eat them because I just would like dump them down my throat. I think honey roasted nuts are so fucking good.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
I
would not kill those. I think I would kill the sour cream and onion potato chips.
got
Um,
you.
because I love them,
Mm.
but sometimes you have to kill your darlings. And I would marry the Cool Ranch Doritos because for me, that's a classic.
Mhm.
And I would poly with the celery for the same reason that you would.
Smart.
Yeah. I mean, look, you started the trend. And then I would fuck the honey roasted peanuts. Because you're right. They fuck your stomach up. You can't eat too many.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So we almost agree on that, which is good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm impressed with the celery was like it was a wild choice, but you
That was
know.
good. I'm glad you put it in there.
Okay, here's soft stuff. We've got a Twinkie, a Chips Ahoy soft bake chocolate chip cookie, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or uncrustable, whichever,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's
Big
got to be on
fan.
the mushy white bread. And mac and cheese.
Yeah. I think I would marry the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, maybe because it's what I'm kind of craving it right now.
I know, doesn't it
Um,
sound good? I'm really into that idea.
yeah, and I just feel like I should fuck mac and cheese because it just feels like maybe it's not so great to just be with it all the time.
Yeah.
And even though I love it and I favor savory over sweet, I
Interesting.
would, kill the Chips Ahoy. Honestly,
Mhm.
I'm always like trying to, that's so classic. It's like I could get it a lot, so
Yeah.
I've had enough in my lifetime. And then I would, I guess, Polly with the Twinkie.
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds like a bad decision, but I've locked in my answers.
Okay, so to be clear, you are going to fuck the mac and cheese or kill
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
You're gonna kill the Chips Ahoy. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna fuck the mac and cheese. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna marry the peanut butter and jelly, and you are going to poly with the Twinkie.
Yeah.
So I actually agree 100% on all of these. I
Oh,
think
wow.
these are all great choices. I agree. I think the mac and cheese, if you married it, it would be emotionally overwhelming. It seems like a clinger, like they need a lot of attention because it's so
Mm-hmm.
thick and like
There's a lot
dra-
of them.
it's going to drag you down a little bit. If I'm being
Mm-hmm.
honest, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
drag you down, but it's luxurious and delicious. I think it's like a sugar daddy.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah.
I
Not a
think mac and cheese is a
commitment
sugar
thing.
daddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get it, you sometimes put some truffle on it and you're like, "All right, you're still mac and cheese, but I'll fuck it."
Peanut
Uh,
butter and jelly display a balance.
yeah, so peanut butter and jelly is classic. I mean, it's like I don't know the last time I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I know what it's gonna taste like. I know it'll
Mm-hmm.
be good. I know when I come home from work, it's gonna be there for me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna say, "How was your day? Do you feel okay?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's customizable. So I agree with you. I don't even really care about a Twinkie, but I guess a Twinkie is like fun sometimes. And it kind of goes with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
might be too similar, but
I mean,
I
we could
went with
all
it.
hang out together and it like would be fine.
Right.
Um, and then I would kill the Chips Ahoy soft bake because they're disgusting and shouldn't exist. It doesn't take a lot to bake a chocolate chip cookie. So I'm just like, or get Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm is good, or Tate's.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and so it's not a special one for me.
I agree. Okay, so the last category is frozen stuff. And we've got strawberry shortcake ice cream bar, a chocolate covered frozen banana, an Italian ice, and Dippin' Dots.
Oh, yeah, I know the answer to this. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna strawberry cheesecake, that's, like, my favorite, I won't marry it.
The strawberry
Oh,
shortcake bar.
shortcake. Oh, okay, I do like that too. I'm gonna go with marrying that since
Okay.
these are all intense options anyway. I'm just gonna marry that. I'm gonna poly with the banana for balance because there's a fruit in it, and then Dippin' Dots, I'll, like, fuck it because it's like,
Yep.
"Wow, you're a freak," and, I'll kill the other one.
Yeah, Italian ice. I agree with you again, 100%. Dippin' Dots, I think, are an obvious fuck because, like you said, they're a freak. They're
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
it's like, what are you doing? You're sticking to my tongue. This is fucking bananas.
Yeah, yeah, you're wild, you're unique, you're just like a one night stand.
Exactly. Strawberry
Mhm.
shortcake ice cream bar is classic. I agree. Again, stable. You know what you're getting. And then the chocolate covered frozen banana. I agree. I that actually makes me want one right now
Yeah, I was like,
because
I haven't eaten today. Yeah, and I'm realizing that.
I know. I like was just actually I have a bowl next to me. I did eat. I ate leftover greens. But now I want to eat a chocolate covered banana. I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit. But we agree on that. And
Mhm.
that was the podcast. I mean, you fucking
Yeah.
were a great guest.
I'm so glad I won all the
You
things.
did win all the things. You
Mhm,
won all
mhm.
the things. We talked about some really heavy issues. And then we talked about fucking Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Hell yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we rule.
We rule. And
We
Lindsay,
rule.
it was so fun. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. And make sure you plug yourself. Let everybody know where they can find you, and I'll post it in the info.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, you guys. Bye.
Bye.